What's up, Dragon Brood? I just kind of want to have a talk with y'all for a second. Let's talk about deck types, because people ask sometimes, like, what's your favorite deck? What do you want to play? What do you not like playing on the channel? Blah, blah, blah. Like, truthfully, I'll play all kinds of stuff. Like, y'all know, if I get a choice, I'm probably going to play some type of aggro deck or whatever, because that's my jam. But I put a lot of stuff on the channel just because, well, because. I mean, some of it's just exposing people to new ideas. Some is just giving people a chance to see something different. Maybe give them some ideas for the style of deck they might enjoy. And that's why I put all this stuff up on here. It's not necessarily all because of what I want to play. Because here's another thing. A lot of people ask, hey, what's the update on this particular deck? How does this play in these matchups? Well, here's the thing. When I'm putting up, in any given week, at least 3, if not 4 new types of decks, there's no way I'm going back and playing all of those. So a lot of them, I put them together, toss them onto the channel, play, 5 to 7 matches, and that's it. And then I don't touch it again for the rest of the season. Maybe in a longer season like right now, I might come back and update a few or try a few new ways to play that style of deck. But generally speaking, a lot of these get one run with me during a season, and that's it. So it's not that I'm ignoring the decks or that I don't care about you. It's just if you want to keep seeing new decks, there's kind of no way for me to play them all the time. Like, I would effectively have to play each deck I put up for like 3 matches or 4 matches a week, which is just not really tenable considering the amount of hours that would take every day. Now, that being said, cycling decks are a deck I'm not a fan of, but there was a new deck that showed up this past weekend in Japan in one of the events, and a couple of people were curious about it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And yeah, I'll still play it. I'll see what happens because I might learn something from it, right? I didn't have to be my total jam. Sometimes it's just about entertaining you. So before we get into that, please remember to like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then let's go take a look at this 4-color cycling list. Okay, I will say my first impression is that this is just a cycling list that tries to utilize Fiend Artisan and play some kind of awkward creatures. So that's probably my only issue, is I think there might have been a couple other choices that could have been a little better and maybe put less stress on our mana, but we'll see. So going down the list, you're going to see a lot of the usual suspects, and what I do like about this list is it plays nearly a full set of everything. So you've got Flourishing Fox, Drannith Healer, Valiant Rescuer, Drannith Singer, Go for Blood, so far so good, and then like I said, the Fiend Artisan. Now the Fiend Artisan kind of makes sense in these types of lists because you are cycling so many creatures in the graveyard that I believe the idea is when you get your Fiend Artisan, it's going to be a 5/5 or a 6/6 or whatever. The downside is it is still susceptible to a lot of the popular removal cards, whether that be Heartless Act or Blood Chief's Thirst or whatever it is, so we'll see how it holds up. There's some Splendor Mare, which can give you some extra life link, which is kind of nice. We've got Memory Leak, Zenith Flare, and Posing Vanasaur. Now this is one of those like bad cycling creatures I was talking about. Like, not a fan. Titanoth Rex. And the only benefit I can see to the Titanoth Rex is that it does give you a counter to put on a potentially large Fiend Artisan. Or you can use the Fiend Artisan to get rid of something. I guess if you had 10 mana or whatever, to be able to sacrifice something and go get a Titanoth Rex. So not really my first thing I would want to play there, but Then full set of the pathways all the way down, Survive Triome and End of the Triome. One thing I will take a quick look at is just see what other cycling options there were in these colors. There just may not have been many other creatures that are worth playing, unfortunately, for this deck. I mean, there's something like this that you give something Death Touch, which could probably be kind of useful. There's some mediocre cycling things. This does cost 2 to cycle, just the same, but it's 2 colorless. But it does get you a 5/5, so that would have been an option. This has First Strike, it's a 6/4. It lets you put a First Strike counter or something, not that much better. So, I mean, you do have other options, they're just not great, really. Yeah, we might just be playing the best thing we can play here. Which isn't saying a whole lot. But, you know, it is what it is. There's Sandworms, which is respectable as well. Not much else, though. I guess Yodaro, but Yodaro doesn't really go to the graveyard. Just gets cycled back in, so that doesn't necessarily, you know, help the game plan with the Zenith Flare. So yeah, you're a little kind of stranded. I guess we're just playing what we can here. Like I said, we'll see how the Titan Out Thrust works out, but let's go hop into the arena and see what's up. Okay, we get to go first. We have the lands we want, so we're going to keep. I mean, this isn't a deck that wants a lot of mana. I will say, though, the difference here is this deck looks like it plays a few more lands than most of the other cycling decks. And you're also playing a few more creatures. You didn't load up on so many of the 1-mana cycling spells that just go to the yard. So this is kind of making me wonder, like, is the strategy for this what I think it is, which is lean more on the creatures in this build. So that's what I'm going to go with. And then we'll just see what the opponent wants to kill more. I'm assuming you still target the Flourishing Fox, because it has the chance to get the largest, but it kind of also depends on the removal cards the opponent has, right? If they have, say, Heartless Axe, then they're going to want to get rid of the Fox, because it eventually will get counters on it, and you won't be able to remove it easily. Now, that's peculiar. Didn't kill anything. Because my instinct is to put this other Drana Stinger down, honestly, and then just try to go ham. But, I think I'm just gonna cycle something here. Wait, why couldn't I cycle? There we go. Hoping just for a land so I can get the second Drana Stinger down. Alright, that's not going to be a thing, obviously. I'll keep that in case we need it. Yeah, see, this is the weird part. When you don't get your mana, you don't have all the 1-mana things. This is a little tough. Gosh, do I just... Yeah, I guess at this point, we just cycle this other Drana Stinger. Get our damage in where we can. Oh, look, another Drana Stinger. Alright, still a 1-mana... Well, just an untapped land would still be pretty good here for us. Being able to play another Drana Stinger, cycle this, deal 2 damage, put a counter, attack for 4, 5, 6. Though I expect one of these creatures to die here. Even if it's just to, like, an apparition or something. And apparition's actually pretty devastating for us here. Nope, just an Elspeth's Nightmare. Okay. That did not go nearly as badly as it could, I suppose. Sadly, we got to diversify our threats. I guess we now know what type of deck the opponent's playing now. Yeah, they took the one thing that's reasonable to cycle there. I mean, the good news is, I guess these are an odd and an even casting cost, so that helps against an extinction event, potentially. Alright, there's an apparition. That's what we were most afraid of, honestly. That actually probably just puts the nail in our coffin. I mean, I say that. I guess if we get a land, we could play a 3-3, but I think now we're just going to be significantly behind. Yeah, I mean, here's our backup plan, I guess. Try to kill them with Drana Stingers. But this is kind of the way with cycling decks, though. I mean, you get stuck on lands, you don't do a whole lot. Alright, our yard goes away, so we're not going to get to Zenith Flare. Which there are a lot of the Elspeth's Nightmares floating around right now. I've been running into those quite a bit. As well as, obviously, Scavenging Oozes and other things. Alright, well that's going to fight one, and we can't do anything about it. Yep, just is what it is. No blocks. Just getting a 1/1 back is not exciting for us. Not even a little bit. Oh, now what's the most we could do here? I mean, if we get a 3/3, we can at least fight. The problem is, if they have a Yorion, they're just going to have a Wicked Wolf fighter 3/3, which is kind of sad. But I think it's what we have to do. And see what comes of it. I mean, we can cycle 2 things next turn, so that's at least 2 damage. Though this might also get apparitioned. But I don't know, if they have a way to make a food, then they don't really care, because then they just block with their Wicked Wolf. We'd gain 3 life, but that's not really of any consequence to them, I don't think. Yep, as expected, there's a Yorion. So now we get a 1/1. And to get rid of our 3/3. And then their Wicked Wolf kills our Drana Stinger. And yeah, we pretty much have no outs at this point. Well, that's not true. I mean, I guess we could cycle a bunch and hope to hit a Zenith player. That's kind of what we're going to have to do now, I guess. But honestly, we're only at 18, so I don't even know if that's even a reasonable amount of time left to do what we need to do. We'll just pass, I suppose. I mean, we can cycle at instant speed, so no need to be in a hurry on that. Alright, there's a goose, so now they have food for the Wicked Wolf. And life, by the way, which is a big deal, because we aren't going to likely be able to put near enough cards in the yard. It's tempting to make them waste the food, but I'm just going to block here. I mean, if they just have another Wicked Wolf, so be it. We would have been in just about a spot, because... Okay, Doom Foretold. Well, that is pretty bad. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't have been any better off either way. Cycle. Yeah, this one I think is pretty much over, everybody. Yeah, don't see how anything comes of this one. We can play this. Cycle. Put a counter on the Fox. Draw something we can play. Maybe another Fox. Nope. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Alright, we're gonna go into the next game. I don't know if we keep this or not. I mean, I guess we're just cycling. That's our plan here. Just cycle to our heart's content. Opponent did mulligan to 6, so I give this a little bit of help. Oh, against mono red, though. This is not the help we seek. I guess here maybe they'll burn a card to kill our Flourishing Fox. I guess not. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get another land that came into play untapped. Oh, I guess I should have done that first, actually, before playing that. Yep. Oh, well. Making this into a 3/3 would have been a big deal. And either way, we still don't have the mana to play a Drana Stinger next turn, so that's the thing. Alright, no blocks. Looks like we're up against someone Nota deck, potentially, but that would be an interesting build, so maybe that's not the case. Suppose I can set this on green? I mean, we only have one thing that requires green, and we already have that, so I guess this should be on white. But we're really not doing anything, and we need red mana, ultimately. I mean, I guess I could Ember Cleave. That would turn this into a 4, a 5. We can make this a 5, so we wouldn't even be able to block efficiently. You know what? I'm actually just going to cast this, which is terrible. Well, I guess we'll take that. And we'll just pass. I mean, I don't love that, but it also isn't terrible, because if they were to hit us here, I mean, if they would have apparitioned here and taken our Fox, it would have been kind of the same scenario. But at least now we have a chance to keep the Fox, possibly block some stuff next turn and just not die outright. Could cycle it for lifelink, turn this into a 3-3 with lifelink blocking and an axe, maybe? Oh, gosh. I think we need to at least cycle this. To see if maybe we find a red land here. Okay, that doesn't really help us here, so we're just gonna pass. Because this will turn this into a 4-4, because we'll cycle, then they'll still get a lifelink counter, so it buys us time, if nothing else. If the opponent then chooses not to attack, then I guess we just start attacking back, because then we can turn our thing into a 6-6 at least. Alright, I guess we... I mean, if they have Embercleave, we still lose, right? Oh, there's another Fox. That could help. Alright, I guess that was enough. Okay, well, this is tough because we can't cycle these if we don't put this on green. But we'll keep it anyway. Actually, that's not true, because those also make green. So that's actually fine. Alright, so we'll set this one to green. So the next one we can just set on white and see what happens. Though truthfully, I'd prefer something else that cycles for 1 mana here. Would really be the preference. Not that was the answer. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. See if we can produce enough damage. I doubt the opponent will trade here, but maybe they will. Alright, well, we'll take 2 damage there. Nope, looks like an apparition about to go down. Yep. Yeah, I also want to say that this deck apparently beats 2 different rule decks, I guess what's being called the Rakdos ramp deck, and then lost to a rule deck. So I'm not sure completely what it beats. I mean, other than those, because I can see a lot of ways it just loses to so many other things. Like, even apparitions are great against this deck because you don't have that many things, really. Yeah, like, honestly, we're pretty much already dead here. And we have no cycling things in our graveyard. I mean, we play this other Stinger. I mean, if the opponent has another removal card, we're still toast. I mean, we only have 1 cycling thing in our graveyard, so the best we can hope for, realistically, is cycle a thing, deal 2 damage. Yeah, still not blocking. We'll just take our 7. And then we just die the next turn, I guess. Yeah, that doesn't really help. But yeah, put the other marker there, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're just cycling this to look for a creature. Alright, that's something. It's at least going to keep us from dying. I'll set this one to white, I guess, and just pass. I mean, this little fox is just going to have to chump block for us to just not be dead. Well, actually, 2 creatures have to block for us to just not be completely dead. I mean, put the counter on the Luminarch Aspirant, right? The good news here is when we do block, it'll put something with cycling into our graveyard, one way or the other. So we could make a very interesting block here, right? We could put 2 things on the Apparition, 1 on the Aspirant. That would send 3 things to our graveyard, giving us 6. We would... I mean, I guess that's what we have to try. And then we'll get a token back from blocking the Aspirant. I mean, the Apparition. Any type of pump effect or anything, though, we're just dead. Alright, so we have something else to block with. We can kill the Aspirant, gain 6, so we go to 8. That's a start. I mean, like... Alright, hope they don't have a kill card. Or, I mean, a protect spell, I should say. I'll put this on black just for sport, I guess. No attack. I mean, I guess we could have attacked, really. They would have just made a token. That's actually a bad no attack, because we're not going to block here on the Daxos. Ugh, there's a Lurrus. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, I think if it's not the Rakdos or Gruul decks, I don't think this beats many things. Oh, and now there's speakers. Great. Yeah, we can't do anything here. We can kill Lurrus. We gain 6. Take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We block 1. Good. I mean, I don't know, man. I guess it's not nothing. We're still alive. And yes, I could have killed Lurrus before they had a chance to draw something else, but anything they would have protected with, they would have had a mana open anyway. Alright, this... Well, yeah, there's really nothing we can do here, because even if we just cycle into a cycling thing, we're just dead. Yeah. No outs. I mean, I'll just let the opponent kill us, why not? We'll draw our card, pass, and then die. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Well, we got nothing. Don't have red lands, but so let's try it. And we have 2 shots of trying to get a creature to stick, so that's the other reason that makes this worth it. I wonder what that shadow is that's going over the top. Because obviously whatever we're on is living, so it's like Zendikar living land chunks. Alright, so the opponent is still here. They're mulliganing. That's the good news. Alright, let's see where this goes. If this ends up being rogues, I'm not sure how this is going to play out, honestly. They have a lot of stuff that can kill our creatures, which I'm assuming is going to be bad for us. But maybe it's like some type of Dimir control or something. And no, not at all. I'm gonna put this one on black. And then I guess we'll attack. I want to wait to cycle so I can see what the opponent's doing here. Because, yeah, I'll say we may want to fight a Ruin Crab at some point. But then again, maybe our way to kill the opponent here is just milling them. I mean, not milling them, but just direct damage. Oh, that's cute. Well, maybe I want to try to fight that. I have a feeling that's going to be more dangerous for us. So let's cycle this. I mean, life doesn't really matter. I would much rather those Bendrana Stingers here. All things considered. We did not find the mana to be able to fight. So now I'm kind of in a weird spot because I sort of want to cycle. But if we are going to cycle, we're better off getting the tokens just in case, because I don't know what the opponent's going to do. But we would like to kill their mana. So I don't really love either choice here, but we're going to do this. And then attack. And then in the turn, because we only have enough to cycle once anyway. So again, let's see if there's something with maybe 3 toughness or less that we could fight and be worthwhile. Alright, they're not... I mean, we did lose 2 Fiend Artisans. That's a big deal. Alright, so now we just need to find a red land so we can kill this silly Ashaya. That's our game plan. Alright, well, looks like cycle this is our plan. Ugh. That is unfortunate. I think we're just gonna die here. Do we only have 6 things with cycling in our yard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Wow. I mean, I guess this is what we try to do. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is just rough. I mean, if we attack with everything, the opponent takes 2, 4, 5. Puts them at 11. Actually, no, they don't even take that because they can still block another one. So they really only take 3. Yeah, we just have to pass. Hope we don't get milled out. That's all we can do. I mean, it does help our Zenith Flare, so if we do find a red land, that's pretty awesome. But I don't know if that's enough. Oh, there goes one of our red lands. Not good. But we are up to 9. Up to 11. Looks like they're going to put another land into play of some sort. Or are you going to remove our yard somehow? I mean, they could make whatever color. There's a lot of things they could do. Though I think the plan here is still probably just kill Ashaya if we get the opportunity. Oh no. Are we looking at killing one of our creatures? We don't like that plan. Don't do whatever that is, opponent. We don't like that. Okay, so another Cultivate. It's going to get 3 more cards. Well, now we can almost just attack and kill the opponent if we can get a red land, which they milled a bunch of them. And that card cycles for the wrong amount. Ugh. Okay, how many cards do we have left? 27. There might be a way they could kill us here. Alright, let's cycle. I mean, I'm not even sure what cycling this does for us. We've lost 2 of the Fiend Artisans. All right, I mean, I guess in case one of the ones we draw is a Fiend Artisan. Assuming one of those will get blocked, so. Oh, boy. This is brutal. So if we attack with everything but this other Valiant Rescuer, opponent would take at least 2, 3, 4, 5, go to 11. I don't even know if that's worth it. Because if they do anything, we just kill them with a Zenith Flare next turn. Alright. I mean... we don't even attack with the Rescuers, I think. Alright, let's see what happens. Opponent may or may not want to keep their Charioted. Alright. If we had a cycle card, this would set us up to where we could potentially just attack for lethal next turn. But right now, that's not the scenario. Alright, that's 3. Gonna be 3 more. Put us down to 20 cards. Ugh, and another land. We need 1 red land. Is all we needed all this time. We've lost so many. We'll see what happens though. We're not dead yet. We're not dead yet. That's a legit creature. Okay, we lost our other backup option, which was yet another big creature here. I mean, do we just cycle to try to find the land? I mean, we've lost these already. 4 of them? 5 of them? 6 of them? So there's only 2 left. Opponent's at 11, though. We're at 15 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's assume we do that. That's 4, 5, 6. We can make 7, 8. Yeah, we just pass, I guess. I mean, this is going to be our route to victory. We're not worried about being attacked for lethal. That's for sure. Well, that actually turns out okay, because we would have cycled, and really resulted in nothing. And the worst part is, the cards in their hand might even just be counters at this point. I don't even really know. Yeah, we'll put a trample counter there, I guess. Alright, we found one. Now we can at least start trying. Might as well cycle this, because this doesn't hurt anything. I'm going to wait and try during their end step. And then if they end up putting like enough mill on the stack that's all we can do. Okay, Migration Pass is going to put 2 lands. That's going to be 6. All right, let's try. Oh, okay, they didn't have it. Whew. All right, y'all, let me say that I'm like, here's the thing about this deck is I think it beats all of the, like, or not all, but a lot of the brood or experimental decks. It seems to, based on results I could find, have a decent amount of game against maybe some of the Gruul stuff, but it seems like it struggles against other top decks. And so I'm not sure I wouldn't sign up to play necessarily one of the big events with this, but if you wanted something fun and different to play in ladder, this probably can scratch that itch for you. Or if you just like playing cycling decks and you just want something different, sure, this is the way you can go. But there were multiple times, like you saw, that the Titanoth Rex was just gumming up the hand a little bit. You need things that cycle with colorless. I think the trample token is cool if you find a way to get it on a big fox or one of the other big creatures, but otherwise it just doesn't do a whole lot. It's not particularly better than anything else with cycling. So that would be my concern there, but I can't say it was a bad deck. It's just definitely not something I personally would shuffle up again and want to play. For me, if I was going to play cycling, I would just play one of the cycling decks we've already seen and just go with that route and just try to get it done quickly. I think having to have the different types of mana and everything else creates a different type of problem you're really trying to largely avoid, I think. But like I said, it is fun and it does get to play some cool cards, so there is that if you're into it. Remember, if you haven't, please like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and it's important so you'll know and be notified whenever we start doing more giveaways, because those are coming very quickly. And if you'd like this deck list, or you want to follow me on Twitch or Twitter, or you just want to buy some merchandise and maybe support the channel and get a little something for yourself, or even check out my podcasts, all those links are down below in the description. That's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.